What's up, guys? I wanted to hop on here and do an overview of Tradovate. I know some of the members are new to futures and new to Tradovate in general. So I wanted to hop on and show how I have mine laid out and kind of how I use it. So let's get into it. So this is my current layout of Tradovate. It looks a lot different than the standard layout that you get. I don't use like the depth of market, level 2. I don't use any of that. I literally just use zones, levels, and the price action. So I don't have any of that other stuff on my layout personally. So this is it. Up here you want to go to trade mode. Trade mode allows you to place trades right off the chart. So if you don't have trade mode on, this kind of goes away and you just have the chart by itself, but you can't do orders off the chart. So you can have the contract details as well. It shows the bid, ask, and last if you want. So you can toggle that on if you want. I don't really use it. So this is kind of my layout. Maybe the contract details is nice. Puts the buy and sell in the middle. But so stop type. I use a regular stop. So this is if you were going to place a stop after you get in a trade. But let me go over anything else. So there's the bar countdown settings. I like this one. So this will tell you an alert prior to the candle close, and you can set it at the percentage that you want it closed. So when there's 10% left of the candle, I get a chime that will tell me when the candle's closing. So I don't think you'll be able to hear it on the video since this video only picks up the mic of the computer and not the actual screen. But if you look up here in the top left, it's counting down, and once it hits the 10% till the candle close, it starts to turn yellow and it starts to tick, and you get like this pop sound. So that shows me that the candle's closing soon, and if I'm going to make a trade based on the close, then I should be looking to enter. Up here, roll forward and roll back. That's rolling the contract that we're trading at the moment. Currently it's ESU2. This is good until September, so you don't need to roll it. But if you want to, you can definitely do that right here. And then let's get into trade mode. So trade mode is pretty cool. You have your trade buttons up here. It shows you if you go long or short, it'll be green. It'll be +1 green, and it'll show you the entry point that you got. Or if you short it, it'll be -1 red and show the entry that you got as well. And then it shows your open, profit, and loss here as well. So you can buy and sell at market, you can join bid, join ask, or the cool thing about trade mode is you can click the chart and place a limit order. So anywhere you want to place an order, you can just click and click sell or buy. Doesn't matter where it's at. And you can do this after you're in a trade as well. So say you get long here and you want a stop loss down here, you can click under the candle and do a sell one stop. So that would put in your stop loss, and then the trade's ready to go. Or you can get long here, say, and then you want a profit target maybe of the high of day, you would click up here and sell one, and so it would sell one when it gets up there. And so the way you do it is up here is the number of contracts that each click is going to be. So if I do 10 and I click on here, it'll say sell 10. So this is the number of contracts you're trading. I do 5 personally. And then these contracts as well, when you do like the limit order, say you want to sell 5 up here. I guess it's not going to let me place the order. But if you wanted to do that, you can do good till close or good for the day. So you can change those as you want. And then up here, there's a exit at market and cancel. So if you're in a trade and you want to cancel out all of the orders that are open, or the limit orders or stop losses that are also in, you can click that and it'll close out everything. So this is a button I like to click after getting out of trade, because lots of times there may be like a stop loss that's left open, or like a profit target that's also left open that you don't see. And so if you don't close those out, those will get filled. So after you get out of everything, I would click this a couple times, just make sure that you're out of everything and there's no open orders ready to be placed. There is a reverse and cancel. This one, I'm not too big on reversing positions, but you can do that as well. So if you're long and you hit like a zone and you want to reverse it and then go short, at the same time you take profits on the long, you can do that. You can cancel all. This will cancel all the existing orders that are already out there. So say you want, so it's kind of like this one as well. This is exit at market and cancel. So that would close your trade, or you can just click cancel all, and that'll cancel your stop loss and your profit targets you currently have. Now brackets. Let's see what else. So up here on the top left is kind of where you change the charts. So the scroll wheel on your mouse zooms in and out. You can click and drag like this, or you can zoom in and out on the right side price area with the wheel as well. So I have it currently set to, where is it? Auto fit chart. So I do a continuous auto fit of the bars only. If you do it for just on, if you have like a moving average that's way up here, it'll include that as well. And so it might make the candles smaller. If you like that, great. If not, just do the bars only, and that'll give you the current price action of all the bars that you're on. I do like to have my grid toggled. It just kind of helps me see the levels a little bit better, as you can tell, which I don't know if you can see in the video since the screen recording doesn't show very well, but the grid will pop up very lightly. You can make it darker if you want. Fills and orders. So right here, let me put this grid back on actually. I don't like it without it. So this is a trade I took today. So the red is the sell, and the blues are the take profits, or buys, I guess. So I like to have my current position on so you can see where you're on in a trade. And then fills and orders, these are your order lines. So if you have like an order up here, say you want to say like sell 5, it's not letting me place it, but if I click that, it'll show the line up here for when it gets hit and gets filled. You can show fills. If you don't show the fills, then the blue and red triangles go away. And then there's the order lines as well, or the trade lines. That's where it shows where you bought here and then sold down here, so it kind of shows where you're at, and it shows like the profit and loss you had on that trade. So like at the very bottom of this, I bought one at the low a day for $850 from my sell up here, and then this one I bought two from the original sell point up here for a total of $500 each, and then this one right here I scaled out two more at $150 each. So that's kind of all that. Price levels, you can do open, high, low. So the high, if you toggle these, this gives you the high and low of the day. So you can see up here, this green and red are high and low of the day, and they will move as price moves up. So if you like that, that also can help you play like breakouts or see like the high of day coming in. There's also a middle price, so it's right in between. I think that might be able to be helpful, I don't know, for maybe support and resistance. I don't personally use it. Settings, I don't, so this is just showing that if you have like the high, low, open, or the middle, if you want to toggle them or not, you can. I think that's about it for price levels. I do like using the day volume profile, and so that's this on the right here. If you toggle it off, it goes away. But that just kind of shows where the volume's transacted during the day, so that helps for like intraday support and resistance, things like that. Market depth, I don't actually have data on, so normally this would show you like red and green bars. Let me see if I can take the volume profile off. So this just shows one red bar on top, one red bar on bottom, because I don't have the full depth of market. I just have the top of book, so this just shows the current bid and current ask. So, but I don't use any of that. If you do, great, you can toggle it on. You do also have to pay a little bit more for it in the data. Go to current bar. So this is just if you're looking back on the day, you can click go to current bar and it'll go to your current one. Auto fit chart, we kind of went over that. Continuous auto fit, this one you can toggle to either include the indicators or not. And color scheme, so you can go to up here, you can click it and edit it, and this will edit everything that you have. You have the background, the grid lines, you can make the grid darker or lighter if you want, axes, labels, crosshair, pretty much everything. You can even do like the volume profile up here, buy order, sell orders, so you can change the colors to how you want. What else do we got? This right, let's see. So this is your template list. You can save like a template. So I have one called Moneymaker, and that's this current one we're at. But you can save them and load them like that. Pretty easy. This is your indicators, so this is where you add them to your chart. I currently use volume, relative volume, and VWAP, and I think all of those can be found under volume based. So I got VWAP here, volume is here, and then relative volume is under free indicators, I believe. Yep, relative volume. And so the cool thing about the relative volume, one of my favorites actually, let's see if I can go to it. So if you go to the little gear here, wheel, you can go to your indicators and change them. So for the volume, I just have them in gray. You can change the color to what you want. They don't have different colors for the red and green bars or black and white or whatever, so they all have to be the same color. Relative volume though I like. So this, I currently have it set to look back for 5 days. You can go higher if you want, you can go 10. But I have the most recent 5 days, and the high volume threshold is 120% and the low volume threshold is 80%. These lines, I don't know what this does up here. I haven't seen lines or anything on this, but I don't really use these. But I do use the percentage of volume. So 5-day look back, 120% for the high, 80% for the low, everything else is nothing. So apply. So what that does is it looks at the same time frame for the past 5 days. So like this candle right here at 10:30 a.m. had a green bar. So this tells me that this current volume on this bar is more than 120% of the average of the last 5 days. So this is telling me that there's people that are active in the market here. So typically the signals that I use on the 15-minute will have these volume spikes. That kind of helps me see that, you know, this is higher volume than normal, so it's more likely to be a stronger move. So I actually took this bar short right here. This was the volume spike, and I took it on the break of this trend line. So when it broke and held under VWAP and the trend line, that's when I took it short with a stop literally right here. I was almost stopped out, but it was within about, I think it was one tick away. The problem with that also is I entered pretty low, so I market ordered in right as this closed or right after this closed, and so my stop or my entry was about a point lower than I wanted, and I should have done a limit order right here, and this actually hit my profit, or didn't hit my profit target, and it was off by one tick as well. But going back to the relative volume, the better moves are going to come when the volume is high. So if you look back to the previous day we sold off, this volume was extremely high. So once we started to sell off and once we broke under this 3,900 area, selling was very big. So this was really high volume on the day. And so those are going to give you like the better trade entries. So that's why I like that one. I believe TradingView also has something like that. They are testing it, or it's like a newer indicator from the actual TradingView people. But I kind of like it on here. It's a little easier to use. But yeah, you can go through the indicators. They have like the moving averages, the oscillators, the RSI. They have everything. So what else is up here? Let's see. So, and then here's like your time period. You got the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 hour day, and you can do a custom time too. So if you add a custom time, you can type it in here, whatever you want, like the 3 minute, it'll go to the 3 minute. And then if you ever want to find it, you go to recent custom timeframes, and you can find them here. So I've used, I looked at like the 22 range, the 10 minute, 3 minute, all that. To the right of the candle time frame is the type of chart. So they have the candlesticks, bars, they have line chart, bid ask volume. This is kind of like the teardrop. I think these look kind of cool, but I don't know how to read them. Heiken Ashi, Renko. Man, that's so clear. Point and figure. This just looks like tic-tac-toe or some type of shit to me, but yeah, that's just foreign. And the TPO. This one looks like we're back in like reading and writing class, ABCs. Very interesting. Don't know how to read that at all. So I stick to the candle charts. Then you can zoom in and zoom out here, top left. This is your crosshair. You can show the crosshair or not. You can snap. I think if you do snap, it kind of, I don't really know. It should snap to high and low a date. I don't know if it's doing that or not. Yeah, it is. And global crosshair, I think that's for if you have multiple charts. Data box, this just kind of shows high, low of the day. They do like the relative volume, cumulative data. So that can be good too if you're looking for more information on the day. And then, oh, what the hell? Oh God, I don't even know what I did. That was weird. And then down here is your drawing tools. So they have line, multiple line, horizontal line, vertical line, fib retracement, volume profile, which is different than this volume. This volume profile will give you the profile on each day. So if you add it in, oh, maybe not. I think you have to draw a box. Okay. And that'll give you the volume profile on the box. I do not like that. I don't even know how to undo that. Get that out of there. Yeah, so you can draw shapes. This is where I draw like the rectangles and the circles. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I think there's a way. Oh, this just locks the menu items on the chart. So if you don't want them to go away, sometimes maybe they're not unlocked. You won't be able to see them until you come up here, so you can lock those in. All right, what else? I think the last thing is the brackets. So the bracket orders are actually really cool. I just started using those today. It worked out really well for a nice scalp to the downside. I'm pretty much sure that if I didn't take profit down here, I would have closed my trade out up here if I didn't have the brackets on. But I did have the brackets on. It didn't hit my stop loss and came all the way back down and was able to make a nice profit on the day. So going forward, I'm definitely going to use those. So brackets, super cool. You go up here, you can toggle them on and off. You can also toggle them on and off here. You go to the settings, so you can name the bracket, so you can have a bunch of different types of names or different types of brackets if you want. And you can show the value in ticks or like the profit target and stop loss in ticks or dollar value. I like to use dollar value, but totally up to you. So once you first start, it looks like this. So you can either do a stop loss only, a take profit only, or both. Take profit and stop loss. So this is going to be per contract that you buy. So currently I have a take profit of $500 per contract that I buy and a stop loss of $500 for each contract that I buy. And my stop loss type, you can change it here. You can do trailing stop, trail stop limit, or just a regular stop. For me, when I start out, I like the stop. They also have this auto break even feature. So this is where, if you toggle it on, once you go in a trade and each contract reaches, say, type in like $250, it'll automatically move your stop loss from that $500 to break even. So this can protect your downside a lot. I really like it so far. I currently have mine at 500. And if you buy multiple contracts, you can change the bracket for each contract. So if you want to add another one, you can do target 2, you can do target 3, target 4, target 5. You can just keep on going. So if you wanted 5 contracts to act differently, you could set these all to 1, and you can do a stop loss and profit target for each contract that you buy. So you would buy in with 5 total all at once. If you only buy in with 1, it's going to execute just this first one, or if you only buy in with 2, it's going to only execute these first 2. So this is something good also if you kind of vary like your size and say you're trying to just scalp like a small move. Maybe you want these first 2 or 3 to just be scalps, and maybe like the stop loss or the profit target on these last 5 is a lot bigger for the momentum trades that you want. Then you can vary the size that you buy in on, and say you only buy in with 3, then this stop loss and profit target on this last one isn't going to matter because you only bought in with 3. So what I like to do and what I've been testing out recently is usually buy in with 5 of the minis, and I currently have it set to the first 2 have a take profit and a stop loss of 1-1. So of about 10 points. So I buy in with 5. I get a stop loss set at negative $1,000 and a profit target of $1,000 on these 2. So that's my scalp portion of my trade that I'm in. Now I also bought in with 3 others, so I bought in with 5 total. So these first 2 is a 1-to-1 scalp. This other portion, the larger portion actually of my trade, is for the momentum trades off the 15-minute. So this is a stop loss only. It's also a stop loss of $500. So when I buy in, there's going to be a stop loss of 5 total lots at negative $500 each. So it's a risk of $2,500 per trade. But on this one, I have a break-even stop at the exact same time that these take profit. So since this take profit is $500 and this auto break-even on is at the $500 profit trigger, as soon as I'm locking in $1,000, my stop loss on the last 3 goes to break even. So if my trade hits 10 points or more, I'm locking in $1,000 guaranteed, and then I have 3 contracts left to scale out. And so the point being is that the market's been pretty shit lately. You know, there's not really a lot of follow through to some of these moves and trades. So I want to lock in at least a little bit if I get a push in my favor, and then manage the rest. So this basically takes out all of the emotion for me, because I tend to hang on to trades too long, and so I'll be looking for 20 or 30 points, but maybe sometimes I only get 12, and if it goes to 12 and then comes back to break even, either I get out of break even or it hits my stop loss and my trade just went from green to red. So I don't want that to happen. So with this new bracket system I'm using, I basically only need to pinpoint a solid entry with less than 10-point stop, and it does the rest for me. So once these 2 get locked in, I have 3 runners with a break-even stop, so I'm trading with the house money at that point, and I just scale. So that's what I did earlier today. So I entered a trade right here at 38.19. It was a little low. I should have done it up here, but that's besides the point. So my original profit target was 10 points down. So literally, this is 3809.25. My profit target was 1 tick farther, 3809, 10 points. Didn't get hit. That made me almost want to close the trade right there, but I decided to stick to my rules and let it hit if it hits. So didn't get hit, but 38.19 was my entry, so that means 38.29 was my stop loss. It was a 1-to-1, risking $2,500 at first. This was also one tick away from getting stopped out. I was for sure thinking I was going to be stopped out after almost hitting my profit target. Didn't close it, just let it play out. It never hit. Eventually, my profit target down here did get hit, and so I locked in. I bought two, it says right there, at 38.09 for $500 P&L each. As soon as that happened, my stop loss went to break even on these two, and now I'm managing my runners. So what I did was I set a sell limit for the low a day. I actually put it a little like a point, or yeah, it looks like about 1 point in from the high day, because I know sometimes either the high day breaks or gets really close, or I mean high or low of day. But I put it 1 point in from the low of day, and I ticked the bottom basically right there. That was awesome. I probably should have done two, but scaled one there, and then I moved my stop from break even to under the previous 15-minute candle. It was probably a little tight, but I wanted to at least lock in some. So set those as kind of like a trailing stop and just move them. So you can do that by, if you have like the orders on the left side or the right side of the screen, you can move your stop loss and profit targets manually also. So after that hit, I was totally out of the trade. I thought that was a great scalp, and I was pretty happy with it. So that's kind of how Tradovate works. It's pretty simple. Trying to think of what else is up here. Oh, if you want to add stuff, you can like add more charts. So up here on the top left, there's a little plus button. Alerts. I actually don't set alerts on here, but I've never done that. I use TradingView for alerts, so I'm not 100% sure on how to do that. But if you want to alter your screen, like say you want to add another chart, you literally just click and drag it, and it'll put it where you want. And then you can type in, you know, if you want NQU as well, you want to trade both, you can have them side by side with the same layout. Or I think other people use like the depth of market. You can do like the depth of market. This is kind of cool. You know, let's see, ESU. I don't subscribe to the data, so I don't get like all of the orders that are higher and lower, so it doesn't really do anything for me. I have had the data in the past, but I don't really use it for anything, so. But that can be useful because you can also trade off of this as well. So if you don't want to trade the chart, you know, you can add your order here, like a buy or sell. You basically just click. Market's closed at the moment, so I can't really place it, but you would see that I would do like quantity. Say you wanted to sell 4 at 38.21. You know, you can click it and it will sell 4. What else? I don't think I use anything else. Positions, that this can be used if you're, you know, you're in like a lot of them. Obviously, I don't think most of us are in a lot of futures trades at once, so I don't think that's very useful. What else? There's order ticket. Oh, and then up here, so this is going to tell you like the margin used, but you can also click it and it'll give you your performance on the day. So you can go to like the current day, yesterday, the week, the month, quarter, you know, all of it. So, and you click go, and it'll tell you the stats on your trade of the day or trade of the week or the quarter or whatever. So it'll give you all your stats. You can do all your trades. The number of trades is going to be each buy and sell is a single trade. So an open and a close is a full trade, and then the number of contracts is going to be double because you bought 5 and sold 5. So that's always going to be twice as much as you as you actually bought in for. Shows you the average trade time, longest trade time, number of trades, expectancy, fees, everything. You've max run up, total profits. That shows you like a lot of cool stuff. So this can be used to like journal your trades or kind of see how you've been trading. I'm actually using this right now to try out the new bracket system and see how well it works. So far, so good, but I'm going to give it about a week or so and see how it does. So there's the performance, the orders. I think these are just the orders on the day. Position history, cash history, chat history if you talk to other people, but yeah, usually I use this for the performance. I think that's about it. So I'm gonna sign off and then upload this to YouTube and I'll get this out to you guys. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.